Okay, I don't know what to name this yet, and we'll talk about that more in this little segment. But hi guys, I'm back, and I'm back with my best friend, Crimson Studios, Culture Clash, Ryan.
So many different names now. It's
You
it,
have
it's
so
it's a
many
problem.
names. Just pick
Yeah,
one.
I've gone through transition periods. It's pretty interesting. I like the Culture Clash one. I think that one has like some promise. I just need to like get in the right mindset of making videos on personalities again.
Rather than drama, which is, the community that you and I both came from, which
Yeah, I mean, we met in, I think we were talking about this the other day. We met in
2018.
2018. Oh, I thought it was 2017.
No, we met
Well,
September of 2018. Yep,
oh,
because
so it
somebody
just
added
feels like
you.
we've always known each other then. Okay,
Yeah, somebody added you in a tweet for me to do this with you,
that's
and we
right.
did the first one like back then, and we've been
It,
fucking best friends ever since. Not fucking
eh,
best friends. We were just best friends,
Normal best friends
normal
without the
best friends.
fucking. It would be
Um,
hard to do the benefits part just because we're states apart, but you know.
absolutely. And the girlfriend kind of makes that
Yeah,
difficult
I
too.
know. That does make it difficult now. It didn't used to. But
Um,
it is interesting. We've been through a lot together. I mean, we talk
so
about a
much.
lot of the old stuff. And I mean some of the stuff apparently doesn't ever end that you
Oh
think it
my god,
would.
yeah. No, and like think
But
about it, you've been around through three of my failed relationships, three massively
uh,
failed relationships, including one where the guy actually literally tried to separate you and I because I liked a tweet of you because I liked a picture of you flexing your arm on Instagram. That was that was the catalyst to him not liking you was because I liked your arms.
I mean they were good at the time. I've kind of let myself go in that way a little bit. But
If
it
he
is
saw if
funny
he saw
because
the way I speak about people now,
oh
oh,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's been interesting. You've met a lot of I'm going to use the word interesting people to be
definitely
polite.
interesting. Yeah.
But I mean you're in a totally different community now, which I think is kind of
Absolutely. My
nice.
community now, like, they're really hyped for this. They're really hyped for the idea of me going back to YouTube, and they're really excited to see this. They even haven't gone to my YouTube channel. They're like, no, 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 no. We'll wait until you link the video.
Is
Like,
this going up on the same YouTube channel?
yeah, fuck it.
Sweet. I love it. I love it. But we
I
were going
have
to talk
no
about
fear from
names.
hiding
I
from them.
think
Yeah.
you texted me some ideas for names not too long ago, and I've
Um,
totally spaced it.
I don't think I
I
did. I
wanted to
said
do a
that I think I said that I didn't want to do a conversation with anymore just because after I left
Philip
the
DeFranco.
after I left making content, then Philip DeFranco started using that name, and I just don't want to see
Yeah.
him as a Philip DeFranco clone, even though clearly I'm not. Like, we're doing completely different content, and I'm talking with just everybody. Like, I'm not even gonna care if the people have a large following or not because who cares? I'm not here for clout. I'm just here to socialize.
Well, and see, that's what I've always appreciated about you from the beginning, like when we met, is you were just talking to interesting people in the
Yeah,
community. I mean, at the time it happened to be the drama community, but that's because of the community we are in. But I've always appreciated that you've always just had very laid back conversations. Nothing felt forced. It was just literally just like talking. And that's what I think,
yeah.
I don't know, we just need more of that conversation because I think everything is so prepped and like calculated
Oh,
that
I
that's what
hate the idea of writing questions and shit like that because like
Mhm.
that's why I'm not treating this as interviews anymore. And that's what that started off at being. Like when I initially
Mhm.
started when I did the progress stuff. God, that feels
Yeah.
like forever ago. Um,
Yeah, it is. It is kind of.
but
But it is weird because we've known each other for like basically 3 years. But there's
yeah,
just been so much junk that's happened over them. I mean, not to like name drop, but there was the drama with you and like I don't know if can I mention their names on here or not.
I don't give a fuck.
But like Bo Blacks and Augie and like that was insane. And there were the thing was there was stuff before that I feel like, but that one just overtook everything
Oh yeah, there
because of
was
how large it
so
is.
much. Like the thing is that like I And one of my admins in my server pointed this out really well because he's been around since around the same time that you've been around. He met me a couple months later. I don't start drama. I just get brought into drama and then I'm just stuck there.
It's true.
Like just
Yeah.
waiting for it to go away. Because I don't give a fuck. And
Did
like
you ever enjoy any of the drama? Was there ever a drama you were a part of that you actually thoroughly enjoyed? Because there are moments when I look back, and I've never been really directly involved in drama. It's always been kind of like I was associated with certain people, or I was in a Discord call where something happened, but I was never directly involved. So I found it very fun for, I mean, for the drama that I was involved in, because I was
honestly,
never directly involved.
and this is gonna sound crazy, but like the stuff, the drama and stuff like that that entertained me the most was long before I actually became a full-fledged member of the drama community. It was back when I used to be on Bunty King's Discord server and I was having to deal with Ricky Berwick deciding to raid the server with his
Hmm.
bands and stuff like that and having to be a mod in that. Like that was the fun stuff. Like that was the craziness and the hecticness. Or, when I decided to come back to YouTube and Twitch and all that stuff, and I ended up being an admin for the MK server for a little bit. Left that because that was a level of drama that I couldn't handle because there was people doing power plays and I was just like, there's 50,000 people in here and I just don't care. I literally
You know,
like,
it's really weird. It's just bringing up Bunty King and everything. Like those were like the good old days, man. But like the 2017 and like 2018 were
yeah.
some pretty prime times like in the community. Like I thoroughly enjoyed talking to people, even if they were like fucked up or crazy.
Oh
Like it was a
yeah.
good time. And it's just, I don't know, there's something lost. I mean, frankly, I have no idea what's actually going on in the drama community. I'm
Neither
like
do I.
very unattached.
I don't
And I
really I don't
think
really watch a lot of drama channels now, I'll be honest.
now I
I
don't, well, I
watch
hardly
I
watch
watch
anything.
Tro. I'll be honest. I still watch Tro
Tro's great.
videos. Like it's hard not to watch his videos. They're like easy. Like no offense to his editors, but I tend to just listen to the content while I'm working or something.
His voice soothes. Like that thing could like rock a baby to sleep in the best way, like in a
But
positive way. I don't mean he puts you to
now
sleep.
I really, if I'm gonna watch YouTube, I mostly just watch documentaries on video games.
Yeah,
Um, or Soviet Womble.
yeah, fair. But I mean, I used to. I don't know. I just it just doesn't interest me. I think I noticed after going through some of the things with you, or just talking with you about certain drama that you've been through yourself. I just realized like it was actually detrimental to people's health to
Oh,
like do this all the
absolutely.
time. And I was like, I don't want like if you look at my Instagram, I just take fucking pictures in the woods. Like that's like where I'm at. Like as much time as I can possibly be like in the woods or away from a screen, I try to take. But it's just
My
I mean,
Instagram's
we've had an
mostly just pictures
evolution.
of hats.
So you know what I
Mostly
mean?
because I don't give a fuck
But
about Instagram. I don't give a fuck.
no,
Hear me out. I don't give a fuck about social media. And like, there's a difference
I
between
really
like,
don't either. I really don't.
and that like, I think that's the difference between like me back in like 2019 versus me now. And it has literally nothing to do with me getting banned. Like, sure, yeah, I got suspended on Twitter and fuck, I mean, that sucks. And like, oh my God, I lost all those dead followers. Oh God. Like, I had 1,400 followers, but I would maybe get like 5 to 20 likes on a post. Like I still get that much now, and I have almost 200. Like I don't care about the numbers. Like I'm growing on Twitch, and like as I've said before, like I've made a lot of friends before, during, and after all of the drama. And the one thing that I don't do is use any of them. I've never asked any of them to retweet things. I've never asked any of them to like promote my streams or to come hang out with me on stream. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. Like it's not like the people who watch me on Twitch, they're like, we are vibing. Like I don't care if I'm pulling in like 3 people or 20 people for a stream. Like I'm not doing Twitch, YouTube, any social media as a career. And I think that's sort of freeing for me. Like, I have a full-time job. I have a day job. I have a life. I have things that I do outside of all of this. And, you know, the point is that because I find all of this a hobby, when people are like, "Oh, you're not growing at the same rate I am," I'm like, "I don't care. I don't compare myself to you." Like,
That's the way it has to be though. It's such an unhealthy thing that I see. I mean, I engaged in it too. I think everyone does that like tries to get into YouTube or social media in
oh
general.
yeah.
Is just you get obsessed with numbers and like there's like a level of numbers that I think is like fine to like pay attention to. I mean, because I do this like this is my full-time thing. I do it with my friend Eric.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
so we
yeah.
have to like pay attention to numbers. But at the same time, it's like I don't let those influence how I feel all the time. I like for a while, probably around 2017 to like 2019, I was like obsessed with the idea of
I
growth
remember.
and all this stuff. And it's like it literally ruined my life. Like I like it literally led me to like the worst health crisis I've ever had and just like really poor mental health. And what I've learned is I've focused more, like you said, on like the relationship part of it and the people that you've met or the people that you're vibing with in stream. Because at the end of the day, those are the things that are going to be more meaningful. I've met some like fucking crazy, amazing people in the community that I still talk to. And that
Yeah.
um and like yourself, like we I mean we need to do this again, but we did like Discord movies every weekend and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And it's like you just meet genuinely really good people, and some
It's
of them are
funny
fucking
to say,
talented.
my community now, they've heard me talk about the drama. They've watched the content on the drama. Like, because I encourage it. Like, I'm just like, I'm not going to like stifle discourse. So I'm like, you want to know why these people come in and they say this shit stuff to me? Like, here's the link.
There you
Here's
go.
the YouTube video. You know, go watch that. Come back. I'll tell my side. You guys can make your own decisions from there. Most of the time, like, they hear that side, they hear my side, and they go, okay, whatever. Like, there are
Because at the end of the
people.
day, it's all.
There are people who like they heard that I doxed, that I quote unquote
Oh
doxed
yeah.
somebody, and then it gave me their phone number, and they're like, I trust you. So I'm like,
Well, I think about it this way. I think about it this way. Like, I think me and you are. I mean, not to say we're old, but I mean, I feel like social media has like matured us in ways that I
oh
don't think you could
yeah,
ever mature otherwise. You either become a real dick or you get really humbled. So, or both. You go through like the phase.
yeah,
But I don't know, it's a journey. It's a journey. I mean, like I'm obsessed with all this weird like biohacker health shit now. Like I'm wearing these blue blocker glasses
yeah. I
because
know
it's
you can see you
supposed
can
to
see
help
the
me sleep.
reflection of your screen in them.
Yeah, everything looks fucking orange. You'd probably see the like my LEDs like bouncing off the glasses right now or whatever.
I
But I
mean,
think
whereas
for
I
me,
got really
like,
hard into video games, like really hard, and like
oh
especially
yeah,
COD of all things. Like me, you tell me a couple years ago I was gonna be like obsessively playing COD or Cold War or stuff like that. I would be like, no, 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 no. I play it every day.
Cold War. I love Cold War. Are you getting Infinite? I don't know if you're a Halo
Uh,
person though,
I'm
because
going
I don't know if
to.
you have.
I have okay. Like my computer could probably run NASA computers. Like
Oh yeah,
I have a god tier computer. Like that being said, and like that's because I spent my own money. Like Stream didn't pay for this. No one gave me money. No sugar daddy. No nothing. Like I earned my own money and I paid for my own fucking setup. But like the thing is that I will be getting Infinite mostly because like my friends will. So like of course I'm going to get it and install it and play it. I mean, it's free to play for the fucking multiplayer, so there's no point not to. It's just like playing Valorant, like, except for we're not going to talk about how much money I've spent on that game.
legit. That'll be the first video game I've played in like ages. Will be Infinite. I pretty much. I mean, I'll dabble in like Skyrim
RuneScape.
every now and then because RuneScape. Guilty. I've spent a lot of money playing RuneScape, like a lot. But I love that game. I don't know what it is. I think there are certain games that you grew up with that just hold a certain special spot in your heart.
Oh,
and then they
absolutely.
just so like I mean I started playing RuneScape in like the early 2000s as like a very little kid. And so I played that pretty heavy from like 2004 to like 2010, and then I stopped for a little bit and then I would always go back for like 6 months and then I would cut out, kind of like how for we talk for like 3 months straight every day, and then
Yeah.
like 3 months we don't hear a word, and then all of a sudden we start talking again. But
No,
that's
yeah,
been my
yeah, yeah.
relationship with video games.
Well,
But
I mean,
there's so
that
much
like
good shit.
that's just adulthood, like just in general.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
when it comes to friendships, either they're a person who sticks around, they talk to you every day, and you either have to grind talking to them so that way you can keep that every day up, or they're people who they have lives. Like there are people that I talk to every day, and they don't. All they do is work and game. Like I can bother them every day. They don't have anything else that they do.
But the thing I like about it is every time we talk, it's like as if we didn't stop talking.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like we get back into the groove pretty well. But that's just because we get on pretty good. And I mean, that's just a chemistry thing. But I
There's
don't
not
know.
a lot of people who
Are there any games you're like stoked about? I'm curious. Because I'm just stoked for Infinite.
Vanguard.
Me and my brother text
Yeah.
every wait, which one? Vanguard?
Yeah,
Vanguard will be
yeah.
cool.
I played the beta for it and it was really exciting. I'm not super excited for New World, though I'll probably be getting it because the guys in my server want to play it, so like they want me to play with them. But the other one I can't remember the off the top of my head. My friend's in the beta for it, so I'm waiting to hear his opinion on that. Because I mean, Amazon decided to come out with two MMOs back to back. Like, what the fuck? Even though I'm not really like an MMO player, I'm excited to start streaming the Diablo 2 remake, like the
That'll
remaster.
be fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That'll be cool. That one's a good one.
I love
I'm
Diablo
I
2.
love some of those.
I grew up with Diablo 2, so like going back to it's gonna
Diablo
be
2 is
like
good.
nostalgia for me. I don't really, I'll be honest with you, just as much as I don't really pay attention to the drama community anymore, I don't really pay attention to video games unless other people are like, "Oh, hey, Scully, you should get
That's
this," or
me.
"Scully, you should just play this."
That's
Like
literally me.
I don't know what's coming out. Like I don't really bother. So like when somebody tells me, "Oh, by the way, this game's coming out," I go look at it. If somebody's
That's literally me.
if
My
somebody's
brother's
like,
very involved. Oh, continue.
no, I was gonna say if somebody like pushes it towards me, of course I'm gonna go look at it because they suggested it to me. But like outside of that, I'm like, meh.
No, I'm the same way. I mean, my brother's super involved in like in video games. So I think he's probably grinding Destiny right now. That dude actually could be a ranked player. Like if he really, really, cared about that shit. I've tried to get him to stream several times, but it's just not in his
Streaming
wheelhouse.
is honestly like it's different. Like I tell people this all the time. Streaming, especially YouTube versus Twitch, video games versus recording and stuff like that, like the reason why I don't stream this and the reason why I have it just being like you and me is because like I don't want to have to focus on chat and focus on you. Whereas when I'm playing video games, I have to be able to, no matter what game I'm playing, no matter if it's like
Yeah.
COD or something like that, where I'm having to like really focus up on like the people coming at me, like I still have to focus on chat because if people are typing in chat, I have to be able to speak to them. It's
Exactly. That's true.
so
I would have a
because
hard time.
it's a problem that I see with a lot of small Twitch streamers now. It's something like I love to talk to small Twitch streamers and like give them advice. And the one thing I tell them is always be talking. Like talk like you have people in your thing. Like stream games that it doesn't matter. You'll have fun whether or not you're streaming to 0 people or like 200 people. Because the thing is that the numbers only matter if you make them matter. And it's just like I tell people, don't get tilted in video games. Sure, yeah, it's funny. You'll get clips, you'll get clout from it, but you're going to get a bad reputation. Not everyone's going to be like, you know, XQC when it comes to the way he rages at video games or something. But like, I don't I don't particularly get tilted at any video games because anything past these screens is not my real life. Like anything on these screens, like when I'm gaming and shit, like when I'm done gaming, it doesn't matter.
You're ahead of the curve. I think some people don't think that way.
A lot of people don't think that way. My friends don't think that way. They think I'm fucking weird.
Well, that's good. I mean, we need more weird. I think being normal is boring as fuck. I tell people this all the time who wants to be normal. It's
I think being
ridiculous.
toxic is stupid,
Well,
just
being
in general.
toxic is stupid. That's different. That's different than being weird. But I mean, I do the same thing when I do Instagram lives. I have to like just basically talk out of my ass as if someone's there. I just use it as practice, even if no one's there, especially in the
Yeah,
beginning. Because I mean, I've stumbled upon. I mean, I have some friends that are small streamers, and I don't like particularly. I've never been actually. I've never really gotten into watching Twitch, and I don't know if that's because it's live, and I feel like I have to be there to see it all, kind of thing. I'm not
I
someone that can just pop in and pop out during lives.
that's fair.
I'm either like invested or not. It's just never been my viewing thing. I do listen to a lot of like podcasts, but I do the same thing with you. Like when you watch Tro, you just listen to it. That's like
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
But
I actually watch a lot of Twitch now. I watch quite a bit of Twitch. I swapped from watching YouTube to watching Twitch. Pretty much like if for my entertainment content I
you know who
watch.
I like on Twitch? I like watching Hutch. I'm kind of old school, but I like watching
I've
Hutch. He's pretty
never watched
entertaining.
Touch. I'll be honest.
He's pretty good. He's pretty
I
good, but I think it's because I like to get political, and he's hilarious when he talks about politics, especially during the last year. It was great, but he's pretty funny.
you'll be surprised. So I started off in the skeptic community, the political community, and I moved to commentary. Uh, and that's funny to think about. And I moved from commentary to just gaming, and not even like people are just like, oh, you should clip your VODs and put them on YouTube. I'm like, I don't feel like it. They're like, you should hire an editor. I'm like, nah. Like, I don't care. Like,
I mean, you're doing it for fun. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's like, why make it stressful by adding what is going to be work to it?
No,
Like if
exactly.
it's going to seem like work, it's not worth doing. I mean, my whole
Exactly.
mentality is like, yeah, because like you said, you have a day job, and like this is how you unwind. Like, why would you want to make it
Exactly.
into work? And so I
I
totally get that. I respect that.
and I mean I stream every day.
Yeah.
Um so like every like I've streamed like almost
Do
140
you do
100
24-hour streams every
I
weekend?
no, that only happened once and we're
Okay,
going
I
to
was
do it
wondering.
again, but like not
When?
December.
December? Okay, I mean, I'll try and make it for that one, and I
Will
can
be for
get
my
like,
birthday, so
all right, we'll make it happen. I'll be there. But
um
only if I get to call in.
of course. Well, here's another thing about my Twitch streams versus like other people's Twitch streams or like other people's streams
You
in
have people
general.
on, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely, all the time. Like there are people
Yeah.
you. I think on my server you just have access to that voice channel anyways. So like you can just hop in. There are people who just have access to like the stream VC and they just pop in and out. I don't have it particularly like set up so that way people can hear the ding noise. Like they just see in the corner that like a new name has shown up. So like your name shows up on the side and it shows when you're talking, but like outside of that, like no one's going to be like, oh, ding, ding, people are coming and leaving. Like it doesn't bother people because I don't even notice it. Like I'll be like, I'll look over, I'm like, who the fuck left? Because like I'm
I gotta hand it to you though, because like I have a hard time even streaming for an hour. Well, not really. An hour is like a good amount of time for me. But I can't even imagine like talking for 24 hours.
oh yeah, the
But
24-hour stream, if it wasn't for the fact that I have friends who are like took like scheduled time, like they didn't even tell me
I
this.
will take
By the
scheduled
way,
time for you.
they scheduled with each other like when they were going to be around, so I was never left alone to be bored by myself.
That's nice. That's cool. I'll do
Um,
that. Get me in touch with them and I'll get my schedule in for December.
and like what's also funny is the fact that like I stream like 3.5 hours a night
Yeah.
on weekdays, and then on the weekends it's like 4 to 5 hours on Friday. Then it's like 4 to 5 hours on Saturday and Sunday. I stream early, so I stream like upwards of 7 to 8 hours sometimes.
I mean, once you get going, I could definitely see how like it keeps going. Like, you
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean? I
it's
mean,
it's
time fucking
su
flies.
it's super easy to like stream for long periods of time. It's super easy to like stream when you know you have people who want to watch and people who are going to hang out and people who are going to chill. It just, I don't know. When you have like, I am just so lucky. Like the community that I have now versus the community that I have had before. Like we just don't talk drama. Like no one cares. Like somebody from the old drama community will come in, they'll vibe and chat, and they'll be like, "So did you hear?" And everyone's like, "I don't care." They're like, "No one cares." They'll be like, "Keemstar, nope, nope, don't give a fuck what's happening with Keemstar."
Oh my god.
Like it is
I was
literally night and day.
It's great though. I mean that shows just like you're surrounded by good people. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Which is fucking hard to do on the internet, let me tell you.
it really
There's
is.
like it like there I mean for as many good people as I met on the internet, there are probably 10 bad people that I met to match
At
them.
least,
And it's very sad, which is
yeah.
kind of why I've gravitated like to only being on social media when it's like absolutely necessary
Well, that's why we
in
went
some
from
sense
DMing each other on
on Twitter.
God, you remember we used to spend like hours DMing each other on Twitter,
Dude,
and then like the moment we got each other's phone numbers, we didn't even use them at all. It wasn't until
yeah,
like I left the internet that we started actually using each other's phone numbers. And
true.
just like we're I want to make this perfectly clear. I left everything that I did for that month for my own mental health and no other reason. No one pushed me out. No one made me stay away. Okay, someone made me stay away, but he is no longer a part of my life. But when I came back of my own choosing, and I'm going to stay of my own choosing, and no one's going to make me go away again because I am better. Like I don't take the pressure of the outside world and internalize it because I already have enough pressure in here that like I don't care anymore.
It'll make me cry, Shauna. Get all deep.
Sorry. Well, I since this is the first one back, I wanted to make it perfectly clear for the people who are going to be showing up to, you know, clip it and lambast me and try to take me out of context that like I don't give a fuck. Do it. Don't care because I'm not going anywhere.
No one fucks with my friend Scully, never. Could fucking beat your ass. I would never want to mess with you. I feel like you'd be, I mean, we've had conversations.
I can
I
make people cry.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. That's a good, I mean, I think in this situation it's a positive quality, but
I snapped at a friend a couple weekends ago on stream, and and he'd never seen me get angry at someone before, and he was just like, he was he was just like, that's not okay.
all right. But I mean, we have a lot of like pretty interesting conversations. I mean, we've talked a lot about your love life too. I mean, you get some crazy ass messages on the dating apps, which
On
I
the dating
find
app, oh,
fucking hilarious. You get some crazy shit.
bro,
Crazy shit. We
you
should
don't
do a whole
even know.
episode on that.
I hope to eventually not be on the dating apps anymore and like to actually settle down with a person and like just
They're funny.
be
Like, I mean,
content.
let me tell you how I met the person I'm dating now. So obviously it was on Tinder, right? Because like
Mm-hmm.
that's how you meet people. How do you meet people in real life post-COVID? Like you don't. That's the
Exactly.
answer. But I was on Tinder because I wanted to start doing stand-up. So I was thinking the best way to write stand-up is through your own life experiences. And while yes, I've been through a lot of things, I could write about like my anorexia a little bit. I could write about being a Mormon for a little bit. Like, and I have. I still need to send you that. Remind me that. I'll send you some
Yes,
of
I
my stuff I
will.
wrote because I've actually like gone and shopped some of it, so some of it's tighter. But
Okay.
I thought it would be cool a few years ago, short story. A few years ago, me, my good friend Tanea, and another friend of mine that I went to high school with, must have been around 2018, so probably around when I knew you that summer of 2018. I was in a Tinder competition because we were all planning on doing a road trip to South Dakota. Don't ask why South Dakota. I don't remember the reason. But we were going to do a Tinder competition to see who could get the most dates. And then just by pure number, whoever won within like a specific period of time leading up to this road trip wouldn't have to pay for anything on the road trip. And so that was pretty good incentive for me. So I was going on like at least 5 dates a week during the weekdays, and I got
Right.
up to like 8. But I met some crazy ass people doing this, like people that I absolutely would not want to talk to. But I thought it was a good idea to use Tinder to meet people in general, because like you're bound to meet someone crazy.
Oh yeah.
So I was thinking if I did that, I could just write about them as for
Do you know what's
material.
in? I'll be real with you. The weirdest thing, and this is a segue. I've met more weird people through my
Yeah,
TikTok DMs than Tinder.
really. You're gonna have to show me some of these. I mean, any way, any place you have, open DMs, it's I mean, here's the thing. Not only do we have all this social media where like people can like send you weird ass shit through DM, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're a woman, and that automatically makes it even worse. So I had to like go seek out these things, but like you just get them naturally is what I've discovered.
Yeah.
So you should do your own stand up is what I'm trying to say,
Really?
because
Should I
you
go
have
back
fucking
to doing
fire.
stand up?
You should, because I guarantee you have fucking fire in there, and you haven't even stumbled across it yet. Like
I
I had to actively try to see crazy people, but you just have them come to you.
Oh
It's
yeah,
the
now
best thing.
it's funny. I told some guy on COD to suck my dick, and now he's like he befriended me on COD because he was just like, hey, "This map sucks dick." I'm like, "You can suck my dick," and he was just like, "We're friends now."
I sure. I mean, that's a story to tell the grandkids.
I've never spoken to that guy. He's on my friends list now, but like I don't DM him or anything because I don't care.
Oh, that's hilarious. I do get some weird like Facebook messages every now and then from random people, but I always just associate it with spam. So it's not as exciting for me. I have to seek out excitement. But long story short, that was my plan. And then I started dating. Now I can't use Tinder anymore because I guess that's a problem. So
Yeah, it usually is. God, this
yeah,
is this is such like a turn in difference. Like I used to not want my face to be associated with my content. And now I'm the exact opposite, where I want my face to be what people remember from my content and like the conversations and like the interactions that I have with people. And like, hear me out. I'm not just gonna have like, you're my best friend, you're a fellow content creator, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna have my own mods on, which they're gonna roast the shit out of
that's
me when they
cool.
do. I'm gonna have people from my Discord community on. I'm literally, this is just a place to, this is just a place to have a chat.
I feel like it needs a name that
It
has
needs a
like the
name.
word chat in it. Like I don't want to like do a spin-off of a conversation with, even though you technically came up with it first. Because I remember we talked about this like way before
Oh yeah.
Philip DeFranco's thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to brainstorm a little bit. I mean, I'm sure you'll come up with something before I do. I mean, yeah, I'm actually really bad with names. Like
Oh
the
yeah.
amount of time
No,
it
same
took up with
here.
like the way it like I think it took me like I mean, so Eric wanted me to change my Crimson Studios channel basically since we started working together. He wanted me to change the name. And I like held out on that because I suck at names. And it took me probably the entire like 4 years that we knew each other to like come up with a decent name that made uh
Now
marketable sense.
when you guys start posting
Oh,
content on that channel again?
that's a good question. It's only been like 260 days or something like that. So I actually wrote like a whole video. I just need to film it, and I have an editor now, so that doesn't fuck with my wrists or anything, which is nice. Um, so hopefully I'll be able to post something like by the end of the year. It's just hard for me to get motivated to film it because
Okay, dead ass.
I've now
I'm gonna message you every day reminding you to film.
okay.
Done.
Actually, I've shot some of it. I'll send you some of the stuff I've edited. I think it's
Oh,
pretty
I'm
good.
excited.
But it's a two-parter, so I got like really dense into this topic on a creator that I grew up watching, and I realized that I wrote so much that I really got to split it into two videos because it's going to be like 2 half-hour videos.
And who
So it's
knows,
going to
there
be
might be more content since you wrote it.
yeah. Well, so I mean, there's stuff I wanted. This one will be fun because I have an interview in the video
Right.
talking about this creator. It's one of his friends who's also a Twitch streamer.
Okay.
I think he's a VTuber now. His name's Sly Foxhound. He's like old school.
Okay. I'll be
Yeah.
honest, I don't really watch VTube. I don't watch any VTubers.
He just transitioned to being a VTuber. So it wasn't like he was always the VTuber. But I don't know. I didn't get into that too much. I don't really understand the whole thing. But yeah, so it'll be fun because it's basically a documentary on this creator that I used to watch. And if anyone knows Cow Chop or the Creatures or any of that stuff, he was associated with those two channels. Um, and it'll be fun. It'll be good. I just at this point, it's like I've written it and I want it to be a certain way. So
Hmm.
I'm like, I'm gonna do this video right, and then after that, I can afford to fuck up on like some videos and not care about how they come out as much. But I've just had this one out so long and written that it's like I need to make it perfect.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, I need to get on that shit. I've been lazy as fuck. So thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's taken me just over 2 years to come back to YouTube. I can, you can afford to take some time yourself.
It's true. I mean, I've been doing stuff on like with I've been trying to do some podcast stuff
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's more of like
The
a
Road to
passion
Recovery
project.
podcast.
Yeah, I just like I mean, I'm obsessed with health. So I just like talking to people in that community. I like it mostly because it's just there's no drama in there at
Yeah.
all. So I think I gravitated towards it a little more because there's absolutely no bullshit. It's just like all fact based, and I
Yeah,
like
I've
that.
almost debated on reaching out to what's his name, the fake therapist on YouTube.
Oh, is Chris Boutte?
Hmm. Because since I actually have a diagnosis, like seeing how he can tell me about my diagnosis versus what in reality it is.
It would be interesting. I think he still uploads. I can't remember. I know his
I don't
channel's
know.
completely dead. I knew him in person. I will say, out of all the people that tore down the Rewired Soul, I was the only one who went to his house and interviewed him in person. And that's gotta count for something.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I love Primmink's little like twink ass, but bruh, that video was not very in depth. Like, dude, like he got more credit than I think was due for that like expose. I
I
love that
think
kid though. He's a nice guy.
I think that there's been so much drama. 2019 was just
See, that's the last drama I remember. That and the whole thing with Destiny. That's like the
yeah.
last thing I remember.
No,
And CO.
shit. Like yeah.
Isn't that crazy? We've been through all this weird shit. It
All of
seems
it.
like so
Oh,
long ago.
luckily that's gonna be cut out of the actual recording. Or I had a pop-up show up at the bottom of my screen. I'm like, thank God I'm cutting down like where our video cameras are when I actually go to edit this. Because I'm just gonna do some like background editing so it like removes some of the bullshit and like put
Gotcha.
something in the background, but like it'll just be yours my camera. I'm not editing any of the audio or anything like that. I was supposed to start streaming like 18 minutes ago.
Saw that. That's okay. Let's end the first episode here because I'm sure we're gonna do part two, part three, and part four.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sure.
you're definitely gonna be the reoccurring guest of everything.
And hell, if you want to have a guest on and need a co-host, I'll be there. I'd love to do
Oh,
that.
oh my God, that would be so funny.
I would love to do that.
You and me versus whoever the fuck I bring on.
That'd
Like
be
that.
fun. That'd be fun. But
By the
let's end it here.
I do
Let's
have
end it here.
one
Oh
little
yeah, what is it?
tidbit to tell you.
right,
One
let's
of
go.
our old videos is marked as 18 plus.
Really? The one that we did together?
The
Which
second
interview
one.
is it? The second one. What did we
The
talk
one,
about it?
the one where you were talking about you and your grandpa in the sauna.
Oh. Yeah, I could see that.
So, but that's where we're gonna end this one, and that will be up on my channel, and I'll probably use the little eye thing, blah blah blah, so you guys can, or I'll link it at the end of the video, so you guys can go watch one of those two old videos.
Let me just say that I am honored to have been your first.
I love you, Ryan.
The love is mutual.
Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the blah 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 blah. I don't care. Have a good night, and hopefully I'll be back doing this either twice a week or once a month. Just posting conversations with people. Bye, guys.